So I just got done working a 3-day first-degree murder trial with 2 attorneys that have completely different lawyering styles. Hi everyone, my name is Corrin. I am the founder and owner of Lucid Legal Support. I'm a freelance criminal paralegal, and in today's video I want to talk about the top trial tips that I have learned over the past week, and I want to share them with you to save you some time and research and looking things up. If this is your first trial, if you're a seasoned paralegal and you're just looking for tips and tricks, this is the video for you. So before I get into it, I want to talk a little bit about my experience in the case that I just got done working on. As a freelance paralegal, this was not my only case. This was not my only client. I had separate clients. I had separate cases that I had to attend to. So just finding that balance alone of trying to focus on casework in addition to another caseload, which most paralegals do, was a challenge. And this case specifically got rescheduled 3 different times, and I was only brought on December of last year. So traditionally, my method as a paralegal is to go through all of the discovery first, try to find potential defense theories, and then work with the attorneys on developing those defense theories, identifying witnesses, exhibits, what have you. For this trial, it really only started in January, where we started doing pretty hardcore trial prep. The case was initially set for at the end of January. That got moved to mid-April. Mid-April got moved to early May. So early May is when the trial officially happened, but we didn't get everything pretty set up until April, just based on the trajectory of the case. If you've worked in trials before, there's so many things that can change and things that could happen. But anyway, what I've learned this past week with 2 attorneys who have various different lawyering styles is some top tips and tricks that I want to share with you. The first tip that I want to share is to start early. Like, we tried to start early, but I mean, there was thousands and thousands of discovery files in this case, and I really could not review everything on time. Thankfully, the attorney and other people in the office kind of had stuff narrowed down to what we thought was important. So I did review all of that, and I did develop some supporting documents to try to give summaries of some of the discovery, what the evidence said, what we may want to request additionally, and things of that nature. But even if trial is a couple of months away, you're thinking, oh, there's things that are more priority right now, we don't need to worry about it. The more you do now, the less you have to do later and at trial. Because when you're in trial, like the week the court's going, you are not going to have any time. So the more that you can do early, the better it's going to be. And this gives you time to get familiar with the case, get familiar with the players, potential witnesses, exhibits that you want to get. All that's going to stay fresh in your memory the earlier you start and continue to work on it versus just a couple weeks before and then you're scrambling. The second tip I want to give is identifying key witnesses. So this is before I even build an outline for potential defense theories. Again, we've reviewed the discovery, we're starting early, we want to identify the key players. Who are the key witnesses that we want to call to build foundation, to get evidence in, to build potential defense theories? This could be the main detective. This could be other police officers that maybe responded to the scene first or talked to our client. This could be lay witnesses that actually witnessed the event. This is starting to build the outline for trial, but you need to identify the players and the people who you want to call before you dive into exhibits and potential defense theories, because you don't know who you're going to call, you don't know what you're going to say yet. This is what I find to be easier. The third tip that I want to give that segues in from number 2 is to identify potential exhibits or evidence. So once we have the key witnesses, we have the main detective, we have the officer that talked to the client, we have one of the lay witnesses that saw the incident, what are supporting pieces of evidence that we may want to show the jury, that we may want to include to potentially impeach the witness? Because a lot of times we know what they're going to say. I mean, we saw on video what happened here, whether it's through an interview or the actual incident or what have you. We know what they said. Sometimes we don't know what they're going to say. That's what keeps it interesting, but we have evidence and we can create exhibits to support our defenses, what we want them to say, what's going to help our client. Even further, And to segue into another thing that you need to take into consideration, my tip number 4 is to outline evidentiary questions. So the whole point of getting witnesses on the stand to introduce evidence is you need to build foundation. You need to ask certain questions of the witnesses before you can admit an exhibit or a piece of evidence with the court, and then to potentially publish it, which is show the jury. And this is partly used if we potentially want to impeach the witness. Are they trying to change their story? This is really important to determine, just so we can keep our defense theories consistent and we can show the jury the story that we want to show. And finally, number 5, which may seem self-explanatory, but is super utmost importance, especially your job as a paralegal, is organization. Organization is key. So you reviewed the whole file, you've organized the whole file. Now you need to organize what parts and pieces you're going to use from that file for trial. So this is getting witnesses together, information on witnesses. This is getting exhibits together, creating exhibits. This could be cutting videos. This could be copying parts of reports, screenshotting things, getting copies of photos. We want to create this in a way that is easy to find and is easily digestible for the attorney to just flip through at trial. Another thing that I include is also the court documents of the whole case, the whole trajectory of the case, how it's been going, as well as any notes from the trial. I like to create like a shared document or something that's shared for the attorneys to reference during the trial. We did the prep work, here's all the information, but especially when you're going through, say, something like jury selection and you're taking notes on what jury members are saying throughout the trial, if you want to take notes on how jury members are responding or reacting to things that are said in court, attorneys want to see that. It's good to be able to review that when they can, or after the day is done and you regroup with the attorneys afterward just to see where jury members are. Who do you think that you've swayed? Who do you think that you've not quite swayed yet? And finally, with organization, it is super, super important to have backups of everything. We all know technology is great until it's not working, and then it's not. So you want to have backup digital files. This could be flash drives, USBs. You want to have extras of documents, exhibits lists, documents that are used for each witnesses. I usually create a trial notebook that could be digital or paper. You want to have some type of backup of what you put in that trial notebook. I always have backups of pens, highlighters, post-it notes, you name it. You never know what you're going to need until you need it. I even know some paralegals that have 2 laptops, or like a laptop and a touch screen. I mean, if you want to go so far as to do that, by all means, you just need to make sure that if something gets lost or is not working, that you have a backup for it. So those are my top 5 tips and tricks from trial. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to drop them in the comments, like, subscribe, tell us what more things you want to see. I think I will be doing another trial video as well, just because I know it can be really overwhelming. It's a lot to keep track of. So I want to produce more content that is helpful for legal professionals, specifically on criminal cases. This is someone's livelihood at stake. This client that we just helped, it was a first-degree murder charge, and that could have been life in prison or a long time in prison. There is a certain type of adrenaline with it. There's a certain type of excitement with it, and I'm curious to hear if anyone has any stories that they want to share as well in the comments. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in the next one.